to a tone. I'm saying, this is what I'm looking for, Pat. We probably talked an hour, me telling him exactly what's the agenda, what does this pickup need to sound like, what are we going to do? And it took 3 pickups. On the third one I tried, the third one was the Charm. And my God, I mean, I just went, the first one went, hey, this is pretty good, but nah. Second one, pretty good. Close, okay. That third one I went in, and I just went there and I went loud, I went soft, I went, in the middle, and I just, Jesus, that was a good pickup,
I think a big part of it is that we're all players here. We all play. I'm a bass player. Pat's an amazing guitar player. Buddy's a great guitar player. And I think it takes a guitar player and someone who's familiar with tones and has the ears for it to really develop a pickup and a guitar, understand what the action should be like, understand what features people want. And I think that by pooling all these resources together, you and me and my company, that we've come up with something really special here.
It was a team effort too. It was you, me, Steve Zaplicki, Pat Baker. Elliott,
the more the merrier.
But Elliott, honestly, he has an amazing team, and I got to find that out through action. It's one thing to say, oh, my guys are great, but the whole
seeing is believing, right?
And Elliott, I've been doing this for many, many years, and this isn't the first guitar I've launched, but this is, ooh, boy, I like this one.
I'm glad.
And I think that
Darrell would be proud.
Oh God, Darrell would have 2 or 3 of them.
I'm sure.
He'd bust a couple of headstocks, but I think these might be harder to bust. I don't know.
Now, is this shipping now, or?
These will be available in about 60 days, so they'll be shipping in February to March. So they were ordered prior to NAMM. We had full confidence that they would sell out, so we ordered all 300. They'll all be coming in together, and they'll all go out together.
Now, just real quick, you had pointed out this guitar here above your head.
Right.
Was that sort of the inspiration to develop this, along with Dimebag?
Honestly, no. This guitar has a lot of the things that this guitar has. When I got this guitar, real quick story, Darrell won this guitar when he was 14, 15 in an Arnold and Morgan guitar contest in Dallas, Texas, and it was maroon. Now, my name's Buddy Blaze, and Darrell and I are the 2 guys in Dallas that always play Dean MLs. Now, he was the more famous, better guitar player. I'm going to give him that. But when I saw that little bitty guy, he was about this big, and this guitar is about this big, and standing behind that thing, it's just that guitar, the visual of that guitar was so overpowering. When I grabbed it, so, oh my God, I've got like a flying V that I can sit down with and play, really. And and you got access. There's a couple of things, this has 24 frets. That's a thing, I like having 24 frets. A lot of guys like those extra 2 frets. I'm a top mount Floyd guy. We did do that on here, but when I did this originally, I had to grind the saddles down on the Floyd. I was a machinist, so I knew what the hell I was doing. But I literally ground each saddle till it fit the radius of the fretboard. And and there was a lot of little things that we did. We painted this blue. We went on and on. I play blue guitars, and so at the end of the day, Darrell sees this guitar like a year or 2 later. He sold it to my singer. He tried to sell it to me, and I said, no way, you don't sell your trophies. Well, anyway, before I flew out, I joined Kramer Guitars about the time Vivian Campbell joined Whitesnake, and we launched that Night Swan, and it was a pretty big hit. So I had to move to New Jersey from Texas. And on the way, right before I went to the airport, I drove over to Darrell's house and I dropped this off, and he asked me to make him a copy. And I said, sure. I was lying. I was never going to make him a copy. I said, just borrow this one, Darrell. Dude, I'll scratch it. I'll fuck it up, man. And it's like, he didn't. He calls me up. He calls me up like 2 weeks later, man, I got to put a Lawrence in that thing. I got to, so he sticks that pickup in there. And I said, just keep the original because it's really good pickup. Just keep it in the case, and I was leading him on. I was never going to get that guitar back, but I wasn't telling him that. And he calls me like another week or 2 later, dude, what's it going to take? What's it going to take, man? What can I give you? I can't let that guitar go, and I'm like, dude, remember when I told you don't sell your trophies? And he goes, yeah. I said, that was your red guitar? And he goes, yeah. And I go, you're lucky I ended up with it. It's yours, dude. Keep it. And then he sent me, he goes, ooh, wow, goddamn, holy shit. And he sends me all these pictures. He was Diamond Darrell Lance back at that time. That's why I just call him Darrell. I couldn't keep up with all the name changes.
Too many name changes.
But he sends me like this ugly-ass pink flying V and a pair of shades. and and a big old autographed picture. That was out here a couple of years.
Yes,
we
it
had it
was.
posted. A great picture. And 100 letters that I found out after Darrell passed. We were looking for things, and it's just the story behind this guitar, the story of love, of my love for Darrell, my love for the DML, and vice versa. And you saw the interviews towards the end with Darrell.
Well, I think the key point here is to sum up what you're saying is that you probably built the most famous metal guitar of all times. I can't think of a guitar that is more recognized, more loved, more photographed than this guitar. And that's why we bring it to trade shows so people could experience. I think that's how Darrell would like people to be able to see these guitars. The guitar under it was used to film the song Walk. It's in the Walk video. So anyway, Buddy created this guitar, and I think now, here we are, fast forward 25 years later, technology's that much better. This is kind of a 2008 rendition in some ways of that guitar with the top-mounted Floyd and so forth. Yeah. So that's what this guitar would have been today.
There's certain elements, and that if it would have developed, and Darrell liked what I did,
Obviously,
and
he played it all the time.
Well, and that was the great thing, and it's like you and I talked about this a couple years ago, and what it feels like, because that was my favorite guitar. But my playing days were pretty much over because I was too busy building and designing. And I just, I gave my favorite guitar I ever owned to my best friend. And, that's a hell of a thing. It's like, I go, Elliott, what's your favorite guitar? Well, give it to me. It's like, it's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. But with Darrell, it was really easy. And I swear to God, every day I'm so glad I did it because Elliott, I've made a lot of guitars that ended up on hard rock walls. That's not why I make them. I make them to be played, to be heard, to be enjoyed. And though it's an honor and flattering, that's not why I make guitars. My guitars are meant to be played, and this is a player. This guitar can come right out of the box and go straight on the stage. You're a big rock star. Your tech tunes it. That's it.
Ready to go.
He tunes it. He doesn't have to modify anything because I've been doing this a long time, and I work with the biggest guitar players in the business. I know what it takes. This is a stadium-ready guitar. This is a club-ready guitar, and this is priced. Most people could get this.
Very affordable. Anytime it's under $1,000, the guitar is very affordable, and especially again the fact that it's such, and it's so limited. I think that's a big part. It's a collector's piece.
And we're doing the certificates. I am signing each one. It's not like I sign one and they photocopy them, And I mean, this is like, it's exciting. It's exciting. And
great job.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Great job. You guys. I'm picky, and these guys did it. God bless them.
Excellent, man. Well, thanks for talking to us, and that's it, folks.